Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Sunday. It's a lovely Sunday. It's hot. It's muggy for those of you in the Northeast. Stay safe. It is rainy and stormy and craptastic. So stay safe. That's important. I apologize for being a few seconds late. I was finishing up chewing on some Skittles. We've graduated from Sour Patch Kids to Skittles now. Just FYI, welcome in, everybody. Hope you're well. It is Disney Discussions with Dave. Episode whatever. I don't even know. Anywho, it's another Sunday night, 7 p.m. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. Skittles are priorities, right, Tina? 100%. I think that they are by far superior. I'm not sure if they're superior to Sour Patch Kids, but they are important. Kenneth, appreciate you. So, listen, we'll get to all the fun announcements and the hellos and all that good stuff. But today, we are going to hit on a few fun topics. First, foremost, and probably for most of the evening, we're going to hit up my thoughts on the Iger interview and what that means for the future of Disney as a company, the parks, and what they are thinking is going on when it comes to the future economic state as we move into the next few years. And then the big buyout, the big transit buyout that we'll get into with Mears and Sunshine Flyer. And then maybe we'll talk about this whole Disney crowd thing that came up in the Wall Street Journal. So I don't pay for the Wall Street Journal like an adult because no one reads the Wall Street Journal anymore. Love you, honey. But at any rate, it was interesting. And yeah, so good stuff all around. Welcome in, everyone. Let's say hello. Let's see who's here. Jason Udo. Justin is first. What's going on, my guy? Hope you're well. Nicole, happy haunt. Number 2, Kenneth. Number 3, thanks for popping in, all of you. Tina, pulling up in fourth. This is great. I like how you guys are just like, yeah, I'm here. Cool. Mandy V, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Corby, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Candy's mom, welcome. Jill, hello. Hope you are well. Love you, kiddo. Be safe. Cheap and Joy, welcome. All right. Julie C, welcome in. Cool. So, look, another fun one, another good week. A lot of stuff going on around the channel. Got some stuff to talk about. First things first, second episode of the Disfluencers podcast was recorded Thursday night live here on the channel. It was a doozy. It was a banger, frankly. Just over 2 hours, a lot of info, a lot of deep dive into the Disney state currently. That will be live on all your podcasting platforms tomorrow. And yes, I did check. It is available on Apple, Spotify, Google, and yeah, those are the important ones. If anyone uses anything else, let me know. I'll make sure that it's on there, but I'm pretty sure it's on pretty much everything. I got to get it on Amazon. I don't know if does anyone use Amazon? I don't. I'm going to use Amazon, just not from a podcasting standpoint. Apple and Spotify, obviously the two big ones, Google as well. So that's there. So the second episode of season 4 is dropping tomorrow on those platforms. It's also available on YouTube, video podcast all around. Good stuff. That is 1. 2. It is a 2-for week for the Disfluencers podcast live. Starting Tuesday night with Piano Rob, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be recording that live here on the channel. And then on Thursday, the first return, friends of the podcast, as we like to say in the industry, friends of the podcast, Frank and Jen Jen and Frank of Dillo's Diz will be back. We will be catching up with old friends. It will be an absolute blast. Super good stuff. Cool. I hit a button. I don't know what button I hit, but there we go. Oops. Anywho, the buttons are back. We're still live. That's all that matters. Shep's not here to hurt anything. So, but that is this week. New vlog will drop on Tuesday. The last one, which was the Boathouse brunch review, kind of more like a Boathouse brunch experience. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Really do. It was fun to put together. So that is there. Obviously, lots of new shorts and TikToks out there as well. Want to make sure to thank all of the patrons: Debbie Bernfeld, Mandy V, Jill W, Jason Udo, and Karen Cook. Thank you all. If you want to join the Patreon, the link is down below in the description. It is one level. It is $5 a month. Some behind the scenes stuff. We'll get together once a month, either for a private live stream or in a private call kind of deal, and we can sit there, hang out, and BS. So if you want to, Kenneth, thank you for posting that. Appreciate you for sure. I think that's it announcement wise. Tina McNeil, welcome in. Hope you are well. Jeep and Joy, I think I said hello. Hope you are well as well. Yeah, sorry, I had to scroll all the way down to the bottom. I broke these. Mandy V, hello. What's going on? Did I get... Here we go. This top chat, live chat thing is super interesting. But yeah, fun stuff. Yes, now I want to brunch the Boathouse, says Tina. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan of it. I'm sure we will talk about it on Tuesday night in depth. Piano Rob does play there on Sunday mornings. So it is a solid experience around the world. Winston, are you in here already to say hello? Look at you. Hello. Yes. Big puppy. You're good. You are good. You can lay down. It's okay. Good stuff. Yeah, tons of rain in the Northeast, guys. You guys be safe, please. Please. Tornado warnings and all the fun stuff. Winston, everyone says hello. Cool? All right, cool. I don't know why he's standing there like he's protecting me from something. Maybe Dawson. We're not sure. But from something for sure. So, anywho, fun stuff. Just count through some stuff here. Yeah, cool. So, all right. So we talked about Dizfluencers, talked about what's dropping this week. I shall be editing something tomorrow night. Nah. Wonder if Winnie the Pooh's full first name is Winston. I would hope so, Tina. Really would. DizRN, what kind of dog is Winston? Winston is a Great Dane. He is 160 pounds of heavy snuggling. Yup, he's not small. So, but yes. So we got that, all that coming. The two for this week, Tuesday and Thursday night. If you guys want to catch those live, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, both times. And we'll go from there. Yes, he's definitely a horse. Actually, yeah, he's a horse Dane. He's a Great Dane horse. He's something. Hashtag need heavy snuggling. Chris Dye, what's up, dude? Kenneth, that's a good one. I like that. I like it a lot. Yeah, cool. Lapdog size for sure, Corby. He thinks he is a lapdog. It's actually really funny because you get him in get him like on the couch and he can take up like just one normal size adult couch cushion size, right? Like he can curl up into a little ball and you're like, oh, he's not that big. And then he can take up half of a king size bed if he wants to. It's crazy. Yes, Dawson. Are you going to come on the live stream? Yeah. Okay. What's up? What can I do for you? Hi. Hello. Dawson is saying hello. Love you, buddy. He won't come on the live stream, though. But hello, Dawson. Yeah, lapdog size for a Wookiee, that's for sure. It's good. It's good times. So, can definitely take up some space. So, but he got his ice cream treat today. Yeah, good stuff. It was a good weekend. It's a nice, solid little weekend. Well, I got to say, our hounds can do that, and they're less than 70 pounds. That's true. 100% true, Tina. That's how it works. BDF, what's going on? Welcome in. Hope you are well as well. So cool. So look, we're gonna get into the Dave's interpretation of the CNBC interview of Bob Iger after he had his contract extended. So this week, right? And we'll get into it, but it's always good when your thoughts are vindicated by people that you respect that aren't necessarily in here, but are in the industry of marketing and whatnot. And we'll get into that in a hot minute. But if you really want to get in depth, there was some good conversation surrounding this, among other things, on the podcast with Greg from Ship and Co. We kind of went deep. He has his own thoughts on a lot of things. I had mine. It was a really fun conversation, and I wanted to kind of expand on some of that here today, briefly ish, I guess. I don't know if anything I do is ever really brief. You guys can tell me. Tina says, I'm wondering if your rant can match mine. Maybe. I don't know, Tina. It's a very interesting thought process. Jay, what's up, dude? Welcome in, Mr. Sanudo. Hope you are well. So let's start at the beginning. All right. First things first, Iger contract extended an additional 2 years to 2026. So we think about this, right? Iger comes back, paycheck's gone. We are super happy and excited. And then we say, what is he going to do in 18 months? Well, first impression was maybe he'll actually roll back some of the stupid thing that Paycheck did. Stupid things that Paycheck did. But more so, it's like, all right, the last one didn't work out too well. I must have had some other thoughts on who I would have put in this position. So maybe we're just going to streamline that by bringing someone in who can right the ship, keep the ship going in the correct direction, or at least a direction before we can find someone else. I thought that's what was going to happen. I mean, I think we were all just excited that Paycheck is gone. Sanudo says extension is not good. That means Disney is going to be stagnant. You don't know. I kind of agree. I mean, we'll get into it. There are two, no more, no less, always two Tinas. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, so you think he's going to come back and do that? He made some he made some quick changes, right? Allegedly. With the reservation system, who knows if those were actually in place anyways. The same with bringing back annual passes. Again, were those en route anyway. But much like a lot of the stuff that Paycheck took the brunt of, Iger had put them into place. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So I think Iger's cute, so I'm good, says Candy Mom. So hold on. Yeah, buddy. A few. Not a ton. A few. Okay. Yes. So we need someone that would be as good as Roy or Michael Eisner. Uh, would not would. Iger, ugh, new blood, new vision, please. APs are back only because attendance is down. So that's another topic. Walt, welcome in, by the way. I don't think Paycheck liked the annual pass holders. I agree. I also think that they didn't want a bunch of people to flood back in and not have enough people. There's a lot to it. I'm not here to second guess all that stuff. But really, the movement forward needs to be someone new, right? And when you look at the fact that we were all excited that Iger is back just to get Paycheck out, right? Is the enemy my friend? Like, is that the kind of thought process that we all were having? I don't know. I think we were. I think we were just excited to see something from. We're excited. We are excited to see something happen to the person that we had blamed everything on, and then a familiar face step back in. Hopefully, it goes back to the old ways, and then we can move forward with the new CEO that was to be coming into power. Is that the correct way to do it? Coming into office, whatever you want to say, next year. I'm here to second guess whether there's 30 people watching and only 23 thumbs up. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're here to second guess that. Paycheck is the nickname for Chapek. Yes, 100%. BDF, that's 100% true. So now we're in this spot where I think Iger comes back, realizes that he couldn't necessarily do what he wants to do in the amount of time that he had, which is find a replacement. He's quoted as saying on the CNBC article that that he was enjoying retirement. Now, whether that's true, who knows? And that he came back at the behest of the board. Again, whether that's true, who knows? I mean, if you look at the fact that he's sitting here saying that, the board wanted to keep him on for another 2 years and he's doing it at the behest of the board, who knows? They also did that in episode 2 of Star Wars? Or was it episode 3 with the Emperor making him the Emperor? I forget. It's really sad that I forget that, but I forget it. Gene, welcome in. Mackenzie, welcome in. Eisner was a heavy park investor. Iger was on the big media side. That's fair. 100% true. Not a fan of Iger, just a lesser of two evils. Iger's Disney Plus has lost billions, and buying Fox was a disaster. It's fair. Fair point. Now with Parks is their biggest performer, Iger needs to invest where the cash flow is. Mackenzie, agreed. Now we're sitting here with Emperor Iger through 2026 in a time where I think Disney is actually potentially in a weakened state, right? Like the shield is down, you can commence your run on the Death Star kind of deal. If you're Universal, you already have a lot of stuff in place. They have Epic opening in 25. Disney has nothing on the horizon from a new capacity that will be here by 25. Yes, you have the retheming of Splash Mountain to Tiana's Bayou something or other, Bayou Adventure, correct? Please tell me I'm correct or wrong on that. It's scary to think that Disney's track record of putting in new things at any park is never quick. Their track record of, hey, here are all of these ideas that we should do at these parks, and then it getting watered down. Who remembers the new Fantasyland Pixies Pixie's Forest. Was it Forest or Pixie's Grove? Whichever it was, I forget. Someone in the chat, please tell me. Does everyone remember that? How you were going to go meet Tink and all of her friends because Pixies were huge on Disney Plus at that point? Soon, I feel like they should be hitting a vape pen between thoughts. You're not allowed to do that anymore. Oh, that's Twitch. Never mind. I forgot. Pixie Hollow. Thank you, Kenneth. Yes, that got pushed to the side. You look at how long Tron took. Yes, pandemic. I get it. But there's nothing in line except for some blue sky thing that Josh D'Amaro talked about in generalities. Frustrating. Across the board, just frustrating, right? And I look at it obviously as the person that goes to Disney World more often than anywhere else. I understand that there's an overall overall thought process on how all the parks are doing. I mean, you reference Shanghai, you reference some of these other international parks. Yes, that's awesome, and it makes a lot of sense that you have to do and you have to have investments there, because there's a boatload of opportunity to make money at that point. But Snoodle, this is a good point. When has Disney made a new strong IP, Moana? Maybe, I mean, the Frozen franchise is obviously the biggest one, and then they've just tried to hit everything since then. They're going back to reality. Actually, they're going back. Did everyone see the Slim Shady joining? Who's the redheaded dude? Why can't I think of him? Ed Sheeran in Detroit to do a couple songs. That was all over the TikTok this morning. Just FYI. Wow, I squirrel myself here. Sorry, but please don't let it be tomorrow's his replacement. Someone new and outside the company. I'm okay with outside the company, Walt, but I'm really not okay with outside the company. I mean, the issue is that I don't know. My fear from outside the company is that it ends up being someone who is like CEO jumping, looking for a golden parachute after he gets out. Or someone who just really doesn't care. That is just looking for a CEO position. Now I get it. Iger's there. I mean, the other scuttlebutt that's out there, and it's kind of come up again for the fifth time, right, is that Apple buys Disney company, which I think would be pretty impressive all around and actually be very helpful for Disney's IP. I mean, look at Apple marketing and what they've done to create an absolutely rabid fan base that needs everything that they put out. Wouldn't say no. They have to make some kind of expansion announcement for WW Destination D. 100%. They have to. Universal's taking a large slice of Orlando theme park business. Yes, they're getting there. It's down. But everyone's down at this point. I think that overall, you're looking at a bunch of people spent a lot of money last year because it was the first year after COVID and they wanted to go there no matter what. There was no issue. They were just going. I have to get back out. I have to get back to wherever I want to go. And Disney was included in that. This year, I think people are like, okay, well, we're going to take a step back. I mean, heck, we didn't go. And that's something that we just don't do. We've gone every year. So it's one of those things that I think that what is the line from Tombstone? The news of my demise, the rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. I heard some TikToks today on this trend or on talking about this article. And they referenced the fact that it is like a post-apocalyptic wasteland at Disney, and it's that empty. They also referenced the fact that people were surprised that they could just walk onto Spaceship Earth. I want to talk about that one specifically. If you're surprised that there's no line at Spaceship Earth, you have never been to Disney. Whenever it's been, I don't know, even remotely moderately crowded. I don't know how many times we walked onto Spaceship Earth. Don't know how many times. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Yes, if you go in the morning, it's busy, but it's also not busy. Spaceship Earth is the worst possible reference. If you would have said walk on to Pandora Land, sorry, Flight of Passage, then maybe I'll get your point. But holy heck, I will be your Huckleberry. He's definitely pro parks. I'm here for it. I'm just trying to see here. Need somebody with imagination, Disney pixie dust running through their veins. Verdict on the crowds. Yeah, I was actually going to say that, Walt. What are your... You were there today. But you can catch Walt and Melissa every Sunday morning live from the parks, by the way. Just FYI. It's not empty, but attendance is down. We got on everything today we wanted to quite easily. That's with 2 big rides down most of the day. There we go. Alan, what's going on, man? Welcome in. Thinking the cruise is worth the extra money than going to Disney at the moment. It may be. I don't know. Cruises are expensivo. I will say this. I remember going in, was it 18? I think it was 18. We went in, was it 18 we went in June? No, it was 19 we went in June. No, that was July. 18. I think that was June. Anywho, it wasn't that long ago that I remember going to Epcot in the middle of summer when touring plans told me it was going to be a 7 or an 8, and it ended up being a 2. We walked on everything at Epcot. Everything. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. But low crowds in the summer aren't anything necessarily new, but it was so busy last year. And on top of that, you're not just busy, but you aren't up to full capacity when it comes to staffing, which makes it seem even busier. So is it a little bit of both? Probably. I can firsthand with anecdotally tell you that I'm not going, and that's a family of 4 that goes all the time. And I'm sure there are other people that are in the same boat that said, you know what, forget it, we'll go next year. We overspent last year. We have other things that need to be taken care of. We can't be dropping what amounts to $6,000, $7,000 anymore to go to Disney World for a reasonable amount of time, especially with travel. I wouldn't doubt if flights have an effect on this. I'm not saying they're super crazy expensive. We need to start maintaining their attractions. 2 big rides should not be down in the middle of July. That's fair. It happens though. It happens a lot. Do we think if they actually did a Villain Land, it might help? I do. I think everyone has wanted a Villain Land for a long time. It's just me. Yep. They are giving deals. I think part of it is, we have been habitual summer park goers, and we have always found a discount. In fact, I can go back and minus the years where we rented points, tell you that for sure we have gotten discounts everywhere because we have either done one of 2 things, taken the discount and enjoyed it, or we've actually upgraded because the pricing structure with the discount put it close to what we were going to pay, and it was going to be an extra $52 a night to stay at a deluxe. Now, those days are out the darn window, but yeah, you're right. They need to fill rooms. They put stuff out. But I think we're getting back to what it was pre-COVID as opposed to Super, super scary times. If they paid $5K for a trip to WW, they'll go hard even in the rain. That's true. Used to do it all the time. Flights definitely have a hand in it, depending on where you're flying out of. Yeah, I mean, you would think that the fact that there are 67,000 flights from Pittsburgh to Orlando, and even more so, I'm in Central PA. Walt can attest to this. And I'm being facetious, but I will be honest. There are probably historically 18 flights out of Pittsburgh. Granted, not all of them are direct. There are 18 flights out of Pittsburgh that you have as an option, probably even to this day, flying Southwest alone to go to Orlando. If you fly out of BWI, there's at least 1.5 times that. I don't know. There's a boatload of flights out of Baltimore. The prices for those are unnecessarily high. You look at, I mean, I understand they're highly traveled flights. I understand why they're high, but I don't understand how. I don't know if they're all full, but don't understand how they're all full at the moment, if they are. I've said this before, but I think I'm right now. The economy is about to turn really bad for Main Street. Middle class will not have the money to go to Disney or the movies. You're not wrong, Justin. You're not wrong, Justin, at all. Wait, is this true? That's interesting. But on annual pass holders or locals, we generally won't go if it's going to be crappy most of the day. That's true. We got flights from Syracuse to Orlando and back for less than $500. Okay. I remember when I could get flights to and from, and this isn't a back in my day kind of talk. I guess it is, but it's really not meant to be. I know there were flights from Pittsburgh that I could get round trip, not flying at, flying at either the first one in the morning or the last one in the evening. I know I've gone round trip for well under $200 before. And within the last 5 years. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Hope you are well. Your price, not you price. Got it. We're good. What'd you say though, BDF? You expect financial losses if you have your prices increase outpacing the national cost of living adjustments. Great. Yep. I mean, it is high K. Is that like Parquet? Parquet. You remember the Parquet commercials from like the 90s? It's crazy. It's kind of crazy where pricing is right now. So I think that's a big part of it. A massive part of it is that people aren't going to spend that much money to go to the parks. How did we get on this? We were talking about Iger. So Iger is CEO. He mentions multiple times in the CNBC article, cost-cutting measures or strategic cost-cutting measures. It's very businessy. It's like as a person who is super absolutely over corporate speak, just in general, stop it. Absolutely stop it. We can have a real conversation without pretending that we know bigger words so that it sounds good. Stop it. Just stop it. Center yourself, Dave. These cost-cutting measures, right, are focusing more on the actual entertainment side of things. There's a huge reference to selling off some of their TV assets, not from a creative standpoint, but from an outlet standpoint, and seeing what that is. It sounds like, if you're reading between the lines of the corporate speak, that they already have some of this figured out. They just don't want to announce it yet. He did admit admission prices were too high. True. And that's a thing for sure. Got good prices at Southwest in their business select setting. Really? Business select seating, I'm sorry. It doesn't have first class, business, and 2 different economy classes. Yep. Well, a lot of the 2 different economy classes are based on whether or not you want to be able to cancel them at different times. At least it seems to be that way. Corporate speech. It's all about synergy. It is. It's all about synergy. The old model worked when it was a blend of basic business models. It wasn't the only model. The licensing model was part of a collection of models. I think if we hadn't done it, everyone would be saying, why isn't Disney going into the streaming business? This is a direct quote. That wasn't very businessy. There was another one that was like absolutely crazy. But like I said, it was talking more about the entertainment thing, which was one, how are they going to deal with their television, their classic television models, along with FX and some of their cable television models, right? So I think they're okay with having the access to the creative. It's the outlet that's killing them. And the real issue is ESPN and sports. And this is across the board. This isn't just a Disney problem. It just happened to be brought up in this situation. The want and desire for every sports fan out there, this guy, for sure, except for those that have, for the entirety of their life, watched stuff on cable. And I don't mean that. I'm not trying to make it an age thing, but it kind of is. They understand that there's a lot of people in their late 60s and early 70s that only want to watch television. That's it. They want to turn on ABC and they want to see Monday Night Football. They want to turn on NBC and see Sunday night. That's what they want to do. They've done it forever. What needs to happen is someone needs to, one of these spots has to say to the NFL or the NBA, because I think those 2 big ones will cause, one of those 2 will cause the domino effect to everyone else to go DTC with this, with outlets through your favorite streaming service. I just can't see how it is not. It's untenable otherwise. It really is. There's going to end up still being commercials. There's going to end up being, because that is being, no matter what you pay, there's still going to be commercials, right? Because that is too much of a price point. It's too much money for the entities that have it to lose, right? And a lot of that, I'm assuming, they're paying the NFL to have the licensing rights to show that it's not their product, it's someone's that they're renting, and they're getting that money through advertising. But do you think that the NFL is going to take out commercial breaks if they go DTC and they charge you $90 a month for 5 months to watch their stuff? They're not going to take out commercials. I think the money for streaming sports is ridiculous. It isn't worth that much. It isn't worth that much, really. What's the ROI? PCW. All right, let's. If they take Matlock off, we riot. I think that's true. Why people unsubscribe and subscribe again when new episodes come up is that they do about 7 to 13 episodes, where TV does about 26 each season. I agree. Well, that's been a point of contention for myself and some people that some folks at work, that we talk about how, hey, well, I saw Gene mentioned earlier that he finished Jack Ryan and the finale was fantastic. That's awesome. That show for the first 3 seasons had 8 episodes. This last season, the final season, apparently had 6. I thought there were 2 more coming. So Gene, you confirmed that, because I saw something on Amazon today. I appreciate that. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm 3 episodes behind. I am going to take my time 100%, because it is a very good show. If you're not watching it, you should be. The NFL's own Sundays. Remember that quote from the movie about concussions with Will Smith? That's fair. They do own Sundays. They're also attempting to own Thursdays and Mondays as well. So my my thing is that there's got to be a model where the end consumer that it can go DTC from where they're at and they can still make money. Has to be. And the thing is that going to you're not going to change you're not going to people are going to be willing to, this is a better way to say it. People are going to be willing to watch commercials during football because they understand that. That's the way it's been forever. They know that there's going to be breaks in the game. If those breaks in the game, they should put some semblance of advertisement on. Agreed. It's smart for them to do it. They can make money. They can do advertisements on the field. They can pull a soccer thing and start putting advertisements on the jerseys. No worries. Do your thing. Other folks are doing it. Hockey's starting to do it. So you can definitely still continue to take advertising money, and make it so that it is a profitable business, a still profitable business. It is all about the money, yes. But here's the deal. I do not have cable. I have not had cable for almost a year now. I am in a position where Fubo, what I used last year to watch both NFL and college football, which if you know me, I am more of a college football fan than a professional football fan at this moment, and have been for the past several years. I am seriously considering what the cost difference would be for me to go and watch every Penn State game at a local eatery / drinkery establishment rather than spending the $90 a month for Fubo so I can watch what I really want, 7 to 8 games a month. So break that down, right? That's if I were to go to if I were to watch every Steelers game and if I were to watch every Penn State game. We all know that in college football, there are games where it is destined to be a blowout and Penn State will win. Am I going to spend my time watching those? Probably not. I might, if we're out running around, I might, listen to it or jump on an app and check a score just to make sure it's going the way that it's supposed to. But I'm fine reading about it. So the real thing is how many of those games do I absolutely need to watch? And how many of those games, especially professionally, because as much as I'm cool with the NFL, I'm nowhere near as big of an NFL fan as I used to be. I mean, maybe fantasy football ruined it for me. I don't know. We'll see. That's one of the reasons I don't watch anymore as much as I used to. It's 100%. This is what I hate. TD, commercial, extra point, commercial, kickoff, commercial, ugh. I agree. I hate that. You don't have to have that many. You can still make money on it. If I did that, I wouldn't be able to lose weight. I need to lose PDF. I'm with you. I mean, I hear you on that because I could see myself going to a bar and eating wings and pizza and watching a game. But if I'm doing that once a week, that'll just be my cheat day. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at now anyways. Yesterday was massive cheat day, right? Mandy V, pay $125 to watch my alma mater lose almost every week. I go for the fun I have in the stands. Well, that's true though. I mean, going to a game is a different, it's a different feel, right? I mean, Penn State's not far from here. I could go to a few games. That's cool, but I'm not going to. Well, that's not true. I would gladly go to a game or two. But what I'm driving at is I'm not the only one that's thinking this way. I'm not the only one that's at a point where we are now hitting significantly high, even though allegedly this month wasn't as bad for food inflation-wise, there's been a significant inflationary action over the last how many months? We all see it. Brandy and I went to the grocery store today to pick up a few things, and it was $70. The one thing that's going to go is what I don't care about watching, right? If it ends up that I can go and pick up 2 pizzas and bring them home from the local for the family and catch the first or second half of a Penn State game on a Saturday afternoon, that I was going to go pick up that pizza anyways, that's I'm actually getting the game for free in my eyes, right? Still a thing. You know what I'm saying? So these decisions are completely different than the decisions we used to have, which are, hey, it's not on ESPN, it's on the Big Ten network, and I don't have it anymore because they didn't sign up for it. Not that I did, the cable company doesn't offer it. Like crap like that. I think that the NFL will never admit that they're losing viewership ever. They have to be losing viewership. And in essence means that people are no longer as sports driven as they were. And that will come out in the wash at some point. And maybe that's why they're sticking with it. I don't know. But anywho, back to ESPN. That's kind of the thing. If Disney can be the company to make sure that the first thing that they do is somehow, some way figure out one of these DTCs with the NBA or the NFL. I think those two. Really the big ones, Premier League, if you're looking worldwide, but Apple kind of got that already. And that might be a tipping point. It might help. So we'll see on that. I think that if ESPN wants to be around, I know Gene was in here earlier. He mentioned a bunch of layoffs. Stephen K, welcome in. Baker, welcome in, man. Glad to see you. Thank you for being here. So what is DTC? Direct to consumer. Sorry, Mandy. I should have. Yeah, ESPN is unwatchable. Do I want to see what happens? Yes, I'll go to Twitter. I agree. You're not wrong. Lost its edge. Stupid sports, not moneymakers. Yeah. Yeah. Direct to consumer. I think that it's going to go that way. It's going to have to go that way. Sorry. Whew, needed some water. Mandy V, I failed econ. I don't care. The viewer is not the driving force anymore. It's elitist. It's the elites who have the money to pay for it. It's fair. I mean, it's a fair point, but I think that they care to a point. They're going to have to. Are we talking about Disney or are we talking about sports? Because I still think that sports, it's not a cheap date. I mean, I don't know how many times I've gotten offered through work, like Steelers tickets, right? Especially last year when they were absolutely terrible. And I said no because I knew it was going to be a $300 day between fuel to get there, parking, food, all that. So when's the next trip? Spring 2024. And it's sad. Boring subject. Yeah, it's true. Either all big corps. I think, and I know I've mentioned this before. I don't know if I've mentioned it on this platform, but I've said it before. I think I've said it on D&T a long time ago, many, many moons before COVID. I was listening to the Touring Plans podcast. If it wasn't that, it was the Disney Dish with Jim Hill. Either way, it was Len Testa speaking on this subject, and it was there were a number of oddly worded questions on customer satisfaction surveys related to household income and related to what you spent money on in the parks. And what it was driving at, um, was that Disney is looking at the fact that the top 20% of earners that go to Disney spend 80% of the money. I mean, that's kind of a standard economic, and I don't really want to get into economics, but it's kind of a standard economic thought process, right? 80-20 rule. And they are driving prices to a point where you could see that the thought process of, hey, we want to make more out of those that have the extra income to spend when they come here, so we are going to cater to them. You can kind of see where that has come to fruition over the last, I mean, even going back to pre-COVID, right? Look at how much it cost to get a lightsaber. You know how many kids want lightsabers, want to go do that? And it's $250 freaking dollars. Like the princess do your hair deal, right? The base package to get in is $60. That's if you bring your own dress and all of that stuff. They have it $250 and up for sure. Too much for my brain. Oh, Nicole, you're good. No worries. It's a lot. I'm talking about a lot. I'm like talking about 6 subjects at the same darn time. Right now, what is Disney's worst case scenario financially over the next 24 months? Worst case scenario, I mean, obviously, beyond a war with Russia, right? Beyond a massive economic meltdown because of a drive to a centralized digital currency, right? What's a realistic bad downturn? The continuation of the inability to get pieces and parts for anything to be built, which then would for production to continue, right? So supply chain is still a thing. Supply chain issues is still a thing. It's kind of what I'm in. And we haven't seen lead times on important things come down. It's a whole other conversation. But driving it to a point where, let's just say, production of chicken, let's say they have 10 lines to produce X amount of chickens every day. 8 of those lines can run. 2 of them are usually down for maintenance on an average day. Now they're unable to get parts. So those 8 lines that are running normally, there's now an additional 2 lines down because they couldn't get a specific part. So that line, that production is now cut. Okay. If they consider their standard production at 100%, 8 lines, and you take 2 of those out, they're running at 75%, and you're doing that for multiple days. Now, what happens to the cost of chicken at that point? Obviously, it goes up because it gets scarce, more scarce, which is significantly scary from a food standpoint. But really, what I think, Sanudo, is that you have a significant increase in maintenance costs for the parks. You have a significant increase in food costs for the parks, which is going to cause a few things to happen. One, you're going to have to pay your people more, or they're going to go somewhere else because they have to buy food. You're going to have to charge more because of that. You're going to have to charge more because of all of those items. So that goes up. 2, continued losses at the box office without figuring out how to leverage Disney Plus more. Honestly, if on Disney Plus, if I had the option on day 1 that Guardians dropped that Friday when I was excited about it, if I could have paid $40 to watch it that night, I would have. Instead, they got $0 from me. I'm talking on top of my normal Disney Plus subscription. I would have paid $40. That's $10 a person in my household that would watch that film without thinking about it. I'd be like, yep, that's our Friday night. We're going to do that. Sit down, grab some pizza and some popcorn and hang out. That's going to be our family night. And we're going to have a good time doing it. Darn it. Sit down, kids. So they need to figure out that in the next 24 months. I honestly think they need to figure it out before that. I know someone mentioned earlier, and I was going to get to it, where they're starting to draw back. I think Kay said it. They're going to start drawing back Marvel and Star Wars, which is absolutely brilliant. I mean, look, scarcity makes the heart grow fonder. The fact that I thought there was Marvel overload when there were 16 movies. Now I think there's Marvel overload because there's 16 things you have to watch every year. That's insane to me. We'll get back to that one though. So where we're at, I can actually talk to that. Give me 1 second, Corby. Let me finish this thought. There's a Justin, I think that's the issue. I think the biggest issue is that they need to come up with those couple things. Otherwise, I think you're going to start. You're not going to make your money back on your investments into film and anything creative. You would see a significant increase in park costs, which would drive down attendance. It would drive down attendance at movies, and you wouldn't have any other income outside of your streaming platform at that point. And I think at that point, in 24 months, if that were to all go really, really bad, Apple may swoop in and buy them and then sell off what they mean. I mean, Snudo, you said divest, right? Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. That's super true, Justin. The stuff that they've put out hasn't been great. But if you think about it and you're not forcing yourself to put out 16 things, and you tell yourself you're going to put out, let's not even go crazy, you're going to cut it down to one a month, right? And if something comes out and it's in the theaters, there's nothing on Disney Plus that month. If you cut it down, you're going to have more people to work on less projects. You're going to have more ideas. You're not going to be as burnout. You're going to be able to hopefully produce better content. You're going to actually put in time to make sure all the CGI is good, unlike She-Hulk, from what people told me. I haven't watched it. I heard that people did not like the CGI in that at all. Okay. I want to get to this though. Is this a comparison to the rides being down at the park? In some capacity, there's a darn good possibility that rides are down at the park, or things are down at the park. Do you remember when what's it called? Sunshine Seasons? No, Garden Grill. When Garden Grill stopped spinning, and I was like, oh, it stopped spinning. Then about 16 weeks later, it started spinning again. That's because it takes that long in normal times to make one of the critical parts for that thing to spin. Okay, Stevie Lee, welcome in. Standard lead time. That lead time now is about double that. So yes, Zippity Doo Dog, welcome in. It does have a direct effect on what is going on in some capacity when rides are down in the parks. Not always. I mean, when Rise goes down, a lot of it's just having to hard reset the system because it is so intricate with the way that everything's moving around and the way the sensors work for the trackless ride system. That you have it's a process. Cool. 43 of you here listening to me rant about things. I appreciate you all. There's a lot here. Boom, boom, boom. I was on a real cruise, modeled after it. Cost less, had more days, and a lot of stuff was included. Heck, take a page from DCL. You're not wrong, Tina. I mean, Disney Cruise Line is still doing a great job. I don't think I'll ever go on a Disney cruise because they are super crazy expensive. Hello, everyone. Joy, welcome in. How are you? Debbie Bernfeld, welcome in. What? What's so scary? What's so scary, Winston? You better get it. I don't know what you're... Are you mad at a bird? He doesn't like birds. So, Winston rant time, right, Kenneth? Yeah, you're right. Surfball, what's going on, man? Yeah, so that's kind of it, man. That's kind of where I'm at on that. I mean, perfect storm includes all of that. It also includes at least in my estimation, a continued argument over Reedy Creek. That just not going away. They got to figure that whole thing out. Kenneth, that's hilarious. My dog Jimmy just jumped out of his chair trying to figure out what Winston was barking at. Yeah, 100% true. They got to figure that out. If Universal puts pressure on them, I mean, Epic's in less than 18 months, right? Beginning of 25. I'm not 100% sure, but you got Epic Universe. I think that you're going to have I think that would be a perfect storm for Disney. Doss. Hey, come here, Win. Come here. Winston, come here. Hey. Can you get it from him? You can try, though. Winston has Dawson's Corgi plushie dealie. Come here, buddy. Come here. Hey, come here. You come here. Come here. Hey, come here. Come on. Give this to me. Come on. Come on. Hi. No. No, this is mine. Not yours. Mine. You're good. You're okay. You don't need this. Go lay down. Yes, go lay down. This is enthralling television. Ouch. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. This is mine now, not yours. Lay down. Lay down. You can't get it. You're good. You're good. That's mine, too. All four cats just ran to my office looking for the dog. That's hilarious. Epic is going to be a game changer. All right. Cool. So look, I kind of hit on future Marvel and Star Wars. We're looking at that. They're going to draw back on that. Looking at quality over quantity, and they're looking at it as part of their cost-cutting measures. As much as it's, hey, let's make it better, it's still a it's still a we got to save money somewhere, and apparently we're putting out too much whatever, right? So yes, Dawson, I got it. Go put it in your room. Go take it upstairs, put it in your room. Okay. Stephen K, what's up? So look, I had this thought, right? Cool. Yes, it's probably about money, but if they are really going to rethink what their strategy to put this out is, they tried the, hey, let's saturate the market and let's try to make everyone watch everything that they can on Disney Plus alone. And whenever they go to the theater, the one time they go to the theater, make sure that they go for a Disney film, preferably a Marvel film 3 times out of the year, because they saw what happened with Endgame and they just tried to squeeze literally everything out of it. And Iger can tell. I mean, obviously, we can all tell. Look at the numbers. It wasn't a great idea and it didn't work well. Might have been a great idea. It didn't work well. And as I was scrolling Instagram today, one of my favorite content creators, business content creators, NFT content creators, someone who, if you've listened to me for any amount of time, you know I will speak extremely highly of Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, on all things. He's got a lot of Jersey in him. He's not the cleanest when he talks, but he's also not one of these business gurus that's going to say, there's a shortcut to whatever. His idea to do everything well is to put your nose to the grindstone and work and put out content and do as much as you can. And then eventually you'll have success. You know, the old hard work pays off thing. But he's big into social media, big into how to leverage social media, how to do what you can to gain market share, and not by tips and tricks, but by looking at platforms where there's scarcity of content as compared to all the people that are on it. Like currently, Shorts is that thing. TikTok was for a very long time. It's still kind of there. It's a little different now. Reels for sure is massively available. There's not as much Reels content out there as there are people watching Reels. I'm flipping through, and the reason I say this is because next thing I see on Instagram is Gary V's face in front of a green screened article saying that they're going to step back from Marvel and Star Wars, and he says the same thing. I'm like, okay, well, apparently you have taught me well. I don't know if I have now become a Jedi in this. I doubt it. But at least the thought process has worn off. But he's right in that if you try to squeeze everything out of the same type of content over and over again, when you find something that works, you want to do that and you need to do that, but you also need to go out and quote unquote experiment, right? Try other things, try other outlets. Don't just go back to the well over and over and over and over and over and over again, like Disney has done for the last 3 years with Marvel and Star Wars content, even further back than that. But I mean, look, there's something coming out literally every month. It's crazy. It's crazy. And so we have Marvel fatigue. We have Star Wars fatigue. They announced 3 new Star Wars movies and I didn't even care. It's like, cool, Nate, maybe these will be okay. Hopefully they're better than the last ones. Corby says Disney content. Oops, sorry, we're wrong. Disney content lost its magic. That's why they're redoing past movies as live because that formula worked. Yes, that is a huge part of it. But there's a second part to this, and Greg spoke about it on Thursday night on the Disfluencers podcast that's dropping tomorrow on all your favorite podcasting platforms at 6 a.m. So if you want to subscribe to the Disfluencers podcast on your favorite podcasting platform, that'd be great. But you can hear him talk about and it's a very valid point that you look at a lot of these older cartoons that they are now making live action out of, and yes, they did have success with Beauty and the Beast, with Lion King, and such, right? And they're going to continue to go to that well, but they're also attempting to put something new out there that the next generation can glom onto as theirs. It's a thing. It makes a lot of sense because, you know, the 1990s Ariel, 890s, yeah, Ariel will always be my Ariel, but you know, you have kids now that Haley Berry is going to be their Ariel because that's what they grew up with. So it makes perfect sense to try to leverage that. And you guys know that I'm not a huge fan of the live action remakes, but again, that's also because I I have already, been through all of this. So so it makes sense. It was a very interesting take on it. Kenneth says, my daughter already feels that way about Ariel. She loves the new live action Little Mermaid. There you go. Hey, good night, BDF. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. My shepherd is about to take down my TV. I'm sorry, Stephen K. And thank you, Gene. It was a good interview, man. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do. Greg knows his stuff for sure. But that's my take on that. And I mean, I agree there's this overarching thought process, and take the writer's strike out of it, which that's another interesting thing to talk about real quick. But not much is like super new right now when it comes to did you say, are you making fun of me real quick, Kenneth? I don't talk about anything real quick. I use the phrase real quick to let you know that it's only going to be 15 to 25 minutes worth of me talking. You got me off topic. What was I going to talk about, Kenneth? I need notes. I have notes. None of this is scripted, but Kenneth, what'd you take me off topic? What was I talking about? I can't go back and watch. Can someone tell me, please? All right, we'll go. Yeah, redoing content. Everyone gets upset because they're just rehashing content. They're bringing stuff back. They're playing on the nostalgia of people that are my age. All of that is true, but it all makes sense because people are going to love it. Look at Barbie. Look at what is going on with Barbie right now. Holy hell. Everything is pink. Everywhere. Everywhere. I think they changed the red lights in town to pink. All three of them. Red, yellow, green. It's pink, lighter pink, and a different color pink. Surprised they didn't pay for that. Holy heck. They have a lot put into this movie, which is awesome. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm sure I will have to go watch it. It might be the blockbuster of the year. Just saying. Stevie Lee, all the pink, please. It's all everywhere. Hell, Gianna came up and said, I want pink Nikes. And there are like 55 options of pink, like Nike Dunks. I swear. It's what it felt like, at least. Holy heck. Can we go back to WDW? I think they're building too many hotels and not putting enough into the parks to draw people to go there. I mean, we can go back. Yeah. So here's the question, Tina. Are they building too many parks and not putting money into are they building too many hotels and not putting money into the parks because they're trying to get people to go there? Or are they putting money into hotels so that they have the infrastructure able to handle the amount of people that are going to come there when they open up expansions to all of these parks and have the capacity to increase capacity? Look at that. 2 words in one way. They're just taking way too long during construction. Gene, that's the issue. I don't know what the issue is with Disney, but no matter what they've built, never has it been fast. Don't know why. I don't get it. They need to figure that out. They need to speed up construction in general across the board. But yeah, they are putting money into hotels. But are they putting money into hotels so that they have the infrastructure to deal with what is coming down the road? They're putting $17 billion with a B into Disney World.
I'll take $1 billion.
Brandy said she will take $1 billion.
I broke a nail.
You broke a nail?
Taking the top off.
Are you sad face?
So I have to go tomorrow.
Okay. Brandy has to go get her nail fixed tomorrow.
Everyone's very concerned about my
Everyone is very concerned.
nail.
Everyone's super concerned. Everyone, tell me how concerned you are about Brandy's nail.
Can I say hi?
You can come say hi. Here's the new driver.
Hello. Sorry.
It's a headbutt.
We got sheets.
We got sheets.
Hi, Winston.
Winston's here.
We went cruising.
They were out in the Jeep.
I drove my Jeep.
She drove the Jeep.
Hashtag save that nail.
Hashtag save that nail's a thing. Everyone's saying hello.
Hi. Bye.
Okay, she's leaving. So Tina, but they haven't actually built anything to get people to want to go there. It took over 7 years to build a parking garage. I agree. 5 years to build Tron. I agree wholeheartedly. They can't take 8 years to do this. They can't. Disney has historically been very slow to build things. They can't do it anymore because people want to hear about it, then they want it done. That's it. Monroe Molly, welcome in, by the way. Yes, save Brandy's nail. We will do so. The biggest issue is that whenever they plan on doing something, it takes too long. But Tina, I get it, and I'm only saying that to kind of play devil's advocate. I'm not defending them at all. I think it's a chicken or egg kind of situation. Where do they get the infrastructure in first? The ability to support the increased number of people that are coming there, or do they put money into the parks, have people come, and then build hotels? Fifth gate would be super important at this point. Yes, it'd be great. I don't know if we're going to see one. I really don't. Greg kind of shut that one down on Thursday. But they need to have, I think a fifth gate works for sure. I also think that if they do real expansion, not retheming, not a ride, but a real expansion at both Animal Kingdom with the retheming of Dino Land and expansion of Pandora Land, that'd be great. As much as you know me, and I'm not a huge Pandora advocate, it's still awesome. The land's great. If they added another ride, another e-ticket there, another e-ticket across there, that now makes Animal Kingdom a full day park, along with whatever. More rides, more food, 100%. Animal Kingdom is ripe for expansion. It's got to be next on the list before Magic Kingdom. And if Magic Kingdom really, 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 really does the Villains Park idea that Stevie Lee just put in chat, that would be huge for Magic Kingdom overall. You do that, you put wherever they can expand, you put all that in. A real expansion, not a retheming of Fantasyland, a real expansion. Both of those would be fantastic. We'll see what happens with the fifth gate. That'd be awesome, but I don't know for sure. I want the Villains Park idea too. Over 30% of the 36,000 rooms, campsites, DVC rooms have been built after Animal Kingdom, and they built more. They're having rooms for a new park. They already have rooms for a new park. That's why it's so busy. It's fair. That is fair. Another ride at Galaxy's Edge would be great, but I don't think that would come for a while. Villains Park would be the biggest addition since MGM. Maybe even bigger. I think so. I mean, Animal Kingdom was massive. Another ride in Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, I'm sure. Speeder bikes would be great, Kay. Tim, what's up, dude? You know, it would be amazing if we could actually enjoy Pandora at night, too. Yeah, I agree. It's gorgeous at night. Absolutely gorgeous. If you go in the summer, you can't enjoy it. It's like, hey, look, it's pretty. And then they make you leave. Super true. And Tina, yes, you're. I'm here for it if you're going to match me rant for rant. 100%. 100%. But yeah, I think where the crowds are at, I think people are like, I'm not going to spend $6,000 to go and stand in line. I think that if there were new things for sure, they would say, well, I will, because there's new opportunity to go do whatever. And then the rest of the park isn't going to be as crowded. And it's kind of a thing. We'll see. We will C. Cool. All right. So if you guys have anything else on that, just pop it in there. I can come back to it. But I want to talk about this Mears buying out Sunshine Seasons or Sunrise Flyer or Sun Flyers. The bus continues. Wow. That didn't take long. For Simba 2, welcome in. Didn't take long for Mears to say, no, this is our game. I don't care what you're doing. So they're going to be called what? Sun Mears Flyer Bus Transportation Company. I don't know. Don't have much to say other than the fact that there's no more competition, which is the exact same thing that it was whenever Disney would do it for free. So why don't they just contract Mears again, increase the rooms by $4 a night, and let's just do it. Let's go back. That'd be great. Me-Sun? That'd be great. Is it really going to be Me-Sun? I know we were joking about it the other night. I get the feeling this buyout plan was in the cards from the get-go. Might have been. Who knows? You never know. You literally never know with what's going on. But yeah, it's super interesting to me. That now you have no competition. Yeah, it makes sense. What really makes sense is Disney contract with them again. It's not going to happen. It'd be great though. It'd be great. You want something that's going to show value put value back in with what people are paying. I've said this forever. Charge more. I don't care. Charge more if you're going to keep the stuff there. But if you're charging me more and getting rid of stuff and then making me pay for parking, which I know they backed off of, but stop it. Just stop it. Give me my fast passes back. Put it in the cost of a ticket. Give me my Magical Express back. Put it in the cost of the ticket. Do what you did before. Had this rant a lot, and I'll hit it again real quick. It might actually be a topic for one of these. We were talking about the CEO and what the CEO needs. And Walt was in earlier, and he mentioned getting someone in from the outside, right? And one thing is yeah, okay, you have some dude who comes in and just is looking for a golden parachute. But the other thing is you have someone come in who is an expert in the industry and continues Disney's regression to the mean. And that's what really sucks, because Disney was always what everyone else aspired to be. And now they're doing everything that everyone below them did. They rolled back the paying for parking, but they still have resort fees. You no longer have Fast Pass included. You have to pay for it with Genie Plus, which they saw Universal do, and people pay for it all the time. So they said, we'll just do that too. You're better than that, Disney. So you guys all know, and this is been thinking about this for a whole week. I'm from Western PA, Pittsburgh fan, right? There's a local radio station. It's the X1059. A long time ago, back in the early 2000s, when Christina Aguilera was just hitting the scene. Christina Aguilera was from Wexford, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of Pittsburgh. And one of the DJs, not VJs, one of the DJs wrote an open letter basically talking about Christina Aguilera not following what everyone else, the Britney Spearses of the world, and the ones that we all can't remember because it's 20 years later, were doing. And the fact that Christina Aguilera was better than that. And every paragraph about it referenced the fact saying, "You're from Wexford." So, for some reason, it popped into my head, and I was thinking about this, and it plays into what Disney needs to do so well, because you're Disney. You're not Universal. Universal aspires to be you. Six Flags aspires to be the local version of you. People look at you as a case study of how to do it right. But instead, you go and create Genie Plus and make us pay for something that we were used to having. You make us pay for transportation to get to you, which was included before. The parking thing I said about that. Detroit Diz mentioned, do they still have coffee in the room? Yeah, they do. Surprising, though. All of this, right? Individual lightning lanes, all of that. Your cost to go to Disney is not your cost that you see whenever you sign on the dotted line and then pay for your package if you go that route. Stop it, Disney. Stop regressing to the mean and find a CEO that is going to not regress to the mean. And as Tina McNeil said, have some pixie dust in their veins. Park focused, yes, but it's not even that. It's let's pay for the best creative out there. Let's not let Imagineers go. Let's not let these cutting edge directors and writers go and go work for someone else, right? Set the bar. Be what everyone else wants to be. Be what they aspire to be. And yes, Two Real Geeks, I understand and welcome in that Universal and Disney are focused on different age groups. But that doesn't matter. Universal wants to be Disney. Universal wants to take market share from Disney, and that's their goal. Epic Universe is set to take market share from Disney. People only have so much paid time off every year. People only have so much money to spend. At some point, Universal is going to grab some of those dollars. They definitely will. Unless Disney gets back to being the A+, the number one, we're going to set the bar. And I thought we were there with Rise of the Resistance. I honestly thought we were. When they did Galaxy's Edge, right after Universal said, we're going to build Potterland, and it's going to be super immersive. And frankly, Disney said, hold my beer with what they wanted to do. And I think the fact that they didn't even get a full year out of it and it rolled into COVID, that sucks. It sucks a lot because Galaxy's Edge is not what it was supposed to be. Because again, they're looking at cost-cutting measures and they are regressing to the mean. And that sucks. Tina, it'll be really interesting to see at the end of the year what the market share actually was. Because they throw those numbers out, I think, in January. Someone that works at Universal, I don't see Epic really grabbing that from anyone. Epic and my IMO is really not going to be offering enough for all of the fam. But that doesn't mean that they aren't going to get one more day. because now you have 3 parks. They might not get the 2-year-olds, the 3-year-olds, the young kids, but when they have a Dawson who's 11 sitting over there who says, I would rather go see Mario and hit that for 2 days, hit that in Potter, as opposed to going and seeing the IP at Disney. Let's say it's a 5-day vacation. And instead of 1 day at Universal, which is what you would spend now, you're now spending 2. That's taking 25% of that market share away from Disney. Even if they're staying there, 25% of the Disney days are gone because now they're going to go to Universal, Epic Universe, and Universal proper. Yeah, Oodalai Lane. We can blue sky Villains Land all we want, or Villains Park all we want. I would love to have seen what Disney would have done with Harry Potter. Okay, it was on the plate, served up to him, and Disney botched it, according to Jim Hill and his stories of what they told J.K. Rowling. They walked in there. The story reminds me of. Do you guys ever watch Entourage? Do you remember when Ari lost Vincent Chase? And they were going to walk in and go back to Ari because they just went to 3 different places and they all gave him the same pitch. And then they walk back into Ari's office to say, yo, we're coming back. And they're going to bury the hatchet and call it a day. But they walked in and Ari had set up the exact same type presentation. Well, they did that with J.K. Rowling. They basically said, oh, you're going to come here anyways because that's what you wanted, and we've already landed Lucas, so why wouldn't you come here anyways? So we'll just do this. And she said, we'll do that. And he said, no, we'll do what we said. And that was it. Now that's again, the Dave version of the story. I'll have to find that episode. That'd be great. Former Disney Imagineers built Harry Potter, if that tells you anything. Yeah, I mean, Tim, Universal did a great job of stealing talent from Disney. Have DVC last November instead of spending the entire week at WDW. Spent 2 days at Universal and 1 at SeaWorld. SeaWorld has the best roller coasters in Central Florida. Really? Have not gone. I don't think we've ever gone. Maybe once. This is the big issue with Galaxy's Edge. If you want to rant, here's the rant. Them trying to stay in character and them wanting to be able to play off the fact that Galaxy's Edge was going to be part of the movies that were coming out in the future. They wanted to be in the newest timeline, the latest timeline, instead of going back to what everyone knows and everyone loves, for sure, if you're a Star Wars fan, which is the OG trilogy. Not the prequels, not the postquels, or what they call sequels these days, but the OG trilogy. People want to walk around and somehow, some way find Darth Vader. Kylo Ren could have been that, but it was such a bad ending to his character. It's so bad. You get Chewie, but it sure as heck would have been great if you could see Luke and Leia, you could see Han Solo, and you could take pictures with all of them, and you had face characters, and you had C-3PO. Could you imagine C-3PO wandering around? That'd be fantastic. The OG Boba Fett? Lando Calrissian? It's crazy. That's if they wanted to stay in a timeline. What they really should do is just say, whatever. It's a weird multiverse thing. Everyone understands it from Marvel. Let's just 100% just make it Star Wars world, Landville. Dad Builds, welcome, man. If you had everyone, you had the access to everyone. Rey's a great face character. It's fantastic. But then they tried to build other face characters in that were just part of Galaxy's Edge. Cool. But I don't know anything about them. You don't have any interest in them when you go there. They're not in any movie. Galaxy's Edge is a fantastic place. I really enjoy going there. I'm not knocking it. I really do. I think that the more we get into this, in 2019 we kind of had hope for the rest of the movies at that point. And then we're like, so we'll see. We'll see for sure. Cool. Yeah, make sure you head on over to the Dad Builds Harry Potter watch party tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which it looks like we're getting close to. How about you? How about don't your money in a $5,000 night space resort, because that worked out so well. It was a great idea. It's a fantastic idea. They went whole hog into it. They tried it. I think it's cool. And I honestly think it's not gone. I still go to the fact that I think Disney doesn't want to build a fifth park, and they want to build other places around, and you can have indoor cruises anywhere in the country. I can see it. They did finally buckle and bring Mando to Galaxy's Edge. No Boba Fett, not yet. It would be really nice if they just kind of started, okay, we're going to have Star Wars weekends again. And on that weekend, everything's out the door. So you can go meet literally everyone. And maybe not make it as lack of a better term, fun. Because they're like, we have to take it seriously now because we have Galaxy's Edge. We can't have Star Wars weekends anymore. Let's not take it so seriously and let's have a good time because it's, a franchise in a genre called space opera. So it's rock and roll. We're good. Think if they brought in random bounty hunters from the OG trilogy or Ewok Day. Dude, it'd be great. Be great, Kenneth. There's so many things they could do. Across all of them, actually. I mean, one day you had clones and stormtroopers walking around at the same time, and if they saw each other, they got into a battle. But the battle was a dance-off. I don't know. Now we're getting a little crazy. Maybe not a dance-off. That'd be great. Could you imagine a Yoda AA that jumped around? Think about it. I know, Tim. I get that they're half the price. I get it. But if you had the option to really go LARP, live action role play for those, you really get to go. You really get to go be a live action role player in something that that is of the caliber that you want it to be every time you live action role play. It's just it's such a cool opportunity if you're that nerdy about it, or if you want to be that nerdy about it. I can't think of what his name is, but he was a cast member on the Star Cruiser, and he with everything going away, he told some stories about how, a couple like a group of guys had gone and they had built out all of these characters like it was D&D. It's it gives people the freedom to just really let go and be part of it. And if you lean into it, they'll lean back. I think they need to just expand to Star Tours, but there are more changes that need to be done at WWE after that. Look at your dinosaur. Yes, of course. Yeah, Chris, we hit on that earlier. Definitely, for sure, we got to do that. Yeah, but the unfortunate part is if they go there, they're going to wipe out Muppet Land, which isn't much of anything anymore, but they should. It would be really cool if they kept Galaxy's Edge there and then put in a Star Wars land. They could split this up pretty easily. It would be it'd be great. Make it half a Star Wars park. We would love it. Wonder if they have to pay Lucas for the OG characters and don't have to for the new Star Wars characters. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, they bought it though. I highly doubt it. You bought it for a couple $2 billion. You think you aren't paying the guy royalties anymore. At that point, they should offer costumes, lightsaber, or blaster. Okay, that'd be great. Something. It'd be awesome. I was there for Disney Plus Day and got to meet R2-D2, best meet ever. Give me all the droids, and not just because I happened to be with Dizzard Dream and the Do Phillies. Yeah, it's true. No, when you could go meet all the people in the back, what they call it, Star Wars Galactic Meet and Greet or whatever it was. I don't know. You should ride Star Tours to enter into Galaxy's Edge. That would actually be pretty solid. That's a really good idea. I actually really like that, Chris. I really do. Love if they retheme Dinosaur to be like Indy and Disneyland. That was actually out there for a hot minute. I actually really like the Zootopia retheme. I think Zootopia would be fantastic over there. They could do some crazy stuff. And you know, they're building Zootopia Land. They could mold some of that in, but you could theoretically do it slightly different at Animal Kingdom. But even if you didn't, cool, it doesn't matter. I mean, be awesome. This is fantastic. They can move the Muppets to the other side of the park. You could. Reminds me of what happened in our area with Irish Fest every year until they made enough money to build an Irish Cultural Center. Now no more Irish Fest. Yeah, kind of makes sense. Herschel Liddy, welcome in. Hope you are well. Cool. Whew. All right, folks. Well, it's been an hour and 45. We talked about a lot of stuff. Go back and check it out on the replay. If you missed anything on the front end, some good in-depth conversation that Jay Sanudo made me go around in circles on. I don't think I stayed on topic once tonight, kind of, but maybe I did. I don't know. More to come on all of this. Listen, real quick, we got the second episode of the Disfluencers podcast dropping on all your major platforms tomorrow with Greg from Chip & Co. That is currently available on YouTube if you want to go watch it. It is under the Disfluencers playlist here, podcast technically, because you can now do that on YouTube. But that drops on all of your audio platform. Yeah, Snudo, it is No Topic Sunday. You're 100% right. On all those tomorrow, 6 a.m. So it'll be updated by 7 on your drive to work. We got that. 2. Thanks again to all the Patreons, Debbie Bernfeld, Mandy V, Jill W, Jason Udo, and Karen Cook. If you want to join the Patreon, thanks to all the patrons, I should have said. If you want to join the Patreon, links down below. Check it out, $5 a month. Get some behind the scenes stuff. We'll get together once a month to hang out. New vlog coming on Tuesday. Putting that together tomorrow night. All the shorts are out there. All that fun stuff. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you all more than anything. Good combo tonight. I love having this. We are filming 2 new podcasts this week. Tuesday night here, 8:30. We will have Piano Rob on to talk about all the pianos at Disney World. I don't know if we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about other stuff though too. And secondly, the return of the Dillos, Frank and Jen, on Thursday, 8:30. We'll be recording both of those this week. With that said, I love you all. Thank you for being here. We'll see you all Wednesday after Tuesday. Wednesday, this and that over on the Decent That channel. Tuesday here, Rob. Wednesday, we're good. It's a big week, kids. It's a big week. Go check out Dad Builds. 15 minutes. Harry Potter Night, episode 4, The Search for More Money. I don't think that's what it's called, but it should be. So, see y'all soon. Love you guys. Bye.